Hello and welcome. My name is JK, and I'm going to be giving you guys a practice VOD on for Supermassive versus Team Liquid in the playing groups of the 2020 League of Legends World Championship. This game is from the play-ins stage, so at this point in the tournament, we have seen Supermassive go 2-0 and Team Liquid go 2-0, so both dominating the other two teams in their group stage. The first ban away is Orianna, and it'll be matched by Nidalee. Most likely gonna see the Graves or a Lilia ban or they might handshake both of them. Mordekaiser does get taken away, giving respect to Impact's Mordekaiser as well as Jensen's Ori. Jensen has been really good on planes on the Orianna so far. Don't want to give comfort away from him. They will ban out the Senna. Senna has been a really safe, really consistent utility AD carry. Most likely gonna see maybe the Ornn gets taken away. Not willing to give over the Ornn or plate themselves. Really smart. Ornn is just such a good pick ban champion. It'll be interesting to see if Lucian does get through here. I'm not too certain he will. He's just been a powerhouse on this patch at Worlds the whole time. His mid lane prowess, like he just gets an advantage early on, and then if he's able to get a kill or even like a 20 CS lead, which he normally does, he just takes over. The Azir does get taken away. Looking to make Bululu actually play the laning phase and not just sit passive and farm and poke. Lilia will get picked up here. I wouldn't be surprised if the Graves gets picked up as the handshake. Bit of a Twitch hover. I don't think this is anything. I think Impact's just having a bit of a joke. I would be very surprised if it does get picked up. Twitch hasn't been... damn, Twitch is picked up. The Lulu is most likely going to come through here. Actually, the Rakan. Interesting. I guess Rakan's ability to E off an invisible Twitch will make it so his engages could be pretty crazy. Like, you wouldn't be able to really anticipate where they're coming from. It'll be interesting to see if Supermassive goes for an aggro bot lane into this to punish the Twitch's early game and not let him get going. The Wukong does get picked up here. Wukong, a really strong top lane duelist, does really well into the tanks and quite well into a lot of the top lane meta champions at the moment. He can also be flexed jungle, yet jungle Wukong isn't quite as strong. The Nautilus looking to get hovered here. Nautilus is a really good answer to Rakan, because if Rakan does the battle dance, you just throw your hook at him. And then you can follow up with your other two forms of CC. Graves most likely going to get picked up before the second ban phase comes through, because if you don't pick him here, he will most likely, almost certainly get banned in the next phase. Yep, so Broxah will be on the Graves. Graves has done tremendous this tournament in the plains. 100% win rate with a 22% pick rate and 50% ban rate. If he's not banned, he's winning the game basically so far in this tournament. Which just goes to show how much dominance and dueling potential this jungler provides. The MF will be banned out. The MF's ultimate gets enough time with Nautilus's CC to really get all of it off. All of the bullet time is able to come through, and it's almost certainly at least one kill, maybe a double kill, if Nautilus is able to land and layer his CC properly. The Malphite will be banned out. Malphite's a pretty good answer into the Wukong, just because of how much damage he's able to reflect back onto the Wukong with just one item being the Bramble Vest. So most likely gonna see something like a Sion maybe banned out in the top lane as well. Lucian does get banned away. They are not willing to give the Lucian in the mid lane, because Lucian Lilia is very strong. TF will be banned out too. Lucian Lilia is a very strong mid jungle 2v2. It's a AP AD damage split, so you can't really itemize for the Lilia because you'll be so focused on picking up your first either the Tabbies or Seeker's Arm Guard, depending on what champion you do play. Impact will pick up his signature Shen. Impact, I would say Shen is probably his best champion. His Shen is just, he's so good at knowing when to roam, being able to roam with and without the Spirit's Refuge, and being able to be in the right spot and knowing where he can roam on foot, or knowing when he does need to use the ultimate to save his team, and is really good at landing those flash taunts. Jhin is picked up alongside the Nautilus. Jhin is a very good AD carry at confirming crowd control into more crowd control with his W, which makes a lot of sense with the Nautilus, as Jhin wants enough time to rotate through to his 4th shot where most of his damage comes from. The Akali is picked up here. That one will be going into the mid lane most likely. Akali is a very aggro, very flex on you mid laner. Most likely going to see something that is a bit safer through from Jensen. I wouldn't be surprised if he picks up a Syndra maybe, actually, because Syndra does quite well against Akali. And just the fact that if you press your ultimate and she jumps into Shroud, it still lands all of the orbs. The Sylas will be picked up. Sylas is an anti-mage bruiser, AP bruiser. He has a passive, like his passive, which is on his chains, on his E, is a magic shield. So it will be really good at trading into the Akali and able to just take her down with the Kingslayer, getting all of that health back at the last second to win that 1v1 you might not even think that he was able to do. Looking at both compositions, I would say Supermassive have drafted for a very strong team fight with very good engage coming through from the Nautilus and the Wukong. Wukong able to ultimate twice now to get 2 spins off, so he'll be able to confirm off of the depth charge from the Nautilus and able to got into the backline, hop onto the Twitch, and trying to make it so he can't get online in these team fights and able to get through all of the team. Because if Twitch is left unanswered, he's able to just rip through. Once he gets the Infinity Edge and the Runans, he will just cut through the whole team with just those long range auto attacks given to him by the ultimates. So it's really crucial, and and Supermassive have done a really good job here of drafting to get on top of the Twitch. If we look at Team Liquid, they've drafted a very good answer, I guess, because Rakan does provide good engage, hopping on to the backline. Same with Shen. So one of those two will be able to sit on the Twitch, letting him, peeling for him, whether it be with the charm from Rakan's ultimate or the taunt from Shen. It'll be able to give the Twitch a little bit of peel, hopefully enough for him to survive and be able to get online in these team fights. So it'll be interesting to see if Supermassive is able to get onto the Twitch, or Team Liquid will be able to peel for the Twitch. That's really where this will come down to in the mid to late game. Is the Akali able to assassinate the Twitch? Is Twitch able to get away from the Akali? That's what we'll see. The top lane is going to be a little bit of a passive lane. Nothing too crazy that's going to happen. Wukong's not going to be able to kill Shen. It's most likely Shen's going to go for a Bramble Vest into a Sunfire Cape, really just not allowing Wukong to do much of anything into him. Shen is a really good laner at nullifying the lane entirely, going down maybe 10, 15 CS. At most, if he's punished for picking the champion, and then that's about it. He's Shen, he's online. Once he gets 6, you have that thought in the back of my mind. Is the Shen going to ultimate? You'd use the Spirit's Refuge and get out on the map and potentially save the Twitch, turning a 2v2 in the bot lane or a mid-jungle skirmish. That's the pressure a Shen provides on the map. However, on the other side, the Wukong is able to cancel the Shen's ultimate with his knock-up from his ultimate. That's a really important thing where if the Shen is blind picked, which it wasn't in this case, you really benefit in the top lane from some form of CC on your champion to not let him ultimate for free in your face. Because most likely you're not going to kill the Shen in the time it takes to channel his ultimate. However, if you cancel the ultimate, you will be able to potentially 1v1 him when you might otherwise not. As we get into the Rift now, looking through the keystones, nothing too crazy on the side of either teams. Quite typical from everyone. Maybe the only thing is Akali has fleet footwork if she wants a little bit more self-sustain and heal in these fights. Hasn't gone for Conqueror, more for the getting the energized auto attack procs, getting that healing from that, because Akali, her passive's all about kiting in and out of her shroud, proccing the enhanced auto attack after she lands an ability, and because she moves around so much, energized from the fleet footwork synergizes really well with her kit, allowing her to do work. If we see both junglers will most likely split the map here. Lilia starting on her blue side, with Graves starting on his bot side. They won't if their jungle pathing is standard, they won't cross paths here. Trading because Graves wants to play around this top lane. He's wanting to, I guess, let the Shen get to 6, hover around that top side of the map, which is quite interesting because typically when you draft a late game carry like the Twitch, a hyper carry, you kind of want to protect him in the early game. So it'll be interesting to see if Broxah path is down bot side for an early cheese gank, a level 2 one, or he alternatively will just play on the top side, impact trading quite well onto the Wukong. The Shen is just a powerhouse in the top lane. Like, he's a tank that wins trades with his ability to press W and block auto attacks. That's really strong. And if he's able to get the slow with his sword as he pulls it back through the enemy, he almost makes it so he just wins the trade for some reason. I don't really get it. He's just a very strong champion. Not a lot happening here in the early stages, just a little bit of jungle clearing. Lilia will pick up her red buff. It'll be important for Lilia to see if she's able to land those game-changing ultimates. Able to land like 3 or 4 man sleeps, get like a really big, like full team crowd control as Broxah will path into this mid lane. Akali will flash away from the E, not allowing Jensen to wrap her up because that would have been death and first blood over to Team Liquid. So good respect from Bolulu, will burn the flash. A flash is better than a death, but now Sylas has true control over this lane because that threat of, is the Graves about to gank me? Even though Akali does have her E, as Nautilus will land a Q into the W from the Jhin, but that's all that will be there for the trade. Lilia will pick up the bottom side Scuttle Crab as well. Like I was saying, back in that mid lane, Sylas now has the threat as Rakan will W away from that hook. 1 second, the stream just froze. It's just some trading back and forth in the bot lane. But Sylas, he now has the threat of the blown flash of the Akali. Yes, Akali does have her E to dodge. Potentially Sylas is engaged, but if she blows E, then Graves can come for a gank and then put pressure on the Akali. Not that she's a very easy to gank champion at all. With Jhin has picked up a CS lead early, as you do in the bot lane. You've picked a Nautilus and you have a Jhin. It's just a very strong 2v2 lane. Lots of crowd control that can just be laid through from both the support and the AD carriers. Kakao will just step into the top side lane, allow Umut to push this into tower and get a back timing, which he otherwise might not have been able to get. Smart from Kakao. It doesn't waste any of his time, maybe 5 seconds, but it allows Umut to reset, pick up some items, and he will not have to TP back to lane most likely. He will be able to walk it back, whereas Impact will most likely have to teleport back to the top lane. So the teleport advantage going over to Umut in the top lane. As actually, Umut had to TP back early, so sorry, my bad. So that makes a lot more sense that Kakao had to do that, as the Raptors will be taken away from Broxah from Kakao, punishing his Brock's doing a great job of punishing Kakao as he saw him in the top lane and was able to take away a camp from the Supermassive jungler. But Impact will TP here, get a reset, most likely going to pick up. He's gone for the Tiamat. He's gone for more of a trading focused, trading centric item in the Tiamat. Shen is a really great Tiamat user. He's looking to shove the wave into Wukong with this item, not let Wukong really leave lane, and the Tiamat allows Impact to get onto the map as he's just dinged 6, and he now has the Spirit's Refuge and able to get anywhere on the map with the press of one button. This is what makes Shen such a powerful champion, as a 20 CS lead for a Shen over a Wukong isn't really what you normally see. Impact is flexing his muscles as a League of Legends player and saying, I'm here, I'm the top gap, and I'm going to do more than you even though I'm on the tank, and I'm going to bully you. As Impact will clear away this control ward. Kakao is waiting in the pixel brush. He will not catch Impact overstepping, as this could be not great for Jensen. Kakao's W will go wide. Bolulu will not be able to pick up Jensen there with the execute, and Jensen will be healthy here, and that is a flash blown on the Sylas, so neither mid laner has their flash anymore, so ganks in that mid lane will be a little bit easier from both sides. Kakao hasn't been able to hit 6 yet, will most likely do so off of this blue buff. If not, we'll pick it up off the Gromp and will allow her to have her ultimate and make her ganks that much more potent. As we see Rakan slipping into maybe the mid lane, maybe trying to set up a little bit of a gank just before Akali picks up her flash again. Rakan does not have 6 though, so it might be a little bit difficult, as he will not have his charm, which will let him set it up. Most likely just going to get pop some vision down, let Twitch get some solo XP and pick up the farm in the bot lane, while Twitch resets on the map. Rakan and Core JJ trying to see what he can do potentially on the map, as Rift Herald will come up in 5 seconds. So Supermassive looking to start this one up. It'll be interesting to see if Tactical even makes his way up from the bot lane. If he's Supermassive have rotated their top lane up. 1 second, sorry. My internet's really good. As Supermassive have rotated their bot lane into the top lane, which allows Tactical to just most likely picked up some free farm, has able to close the gap between him and the Jhin, but Wukong will answer in that bot lane and not let them get any turrets for free, as Kakao is able to grab this Rift Herald and will most likely drop this in the top lane right now and get a couple of turrets for plates, for the Jhin, as maybe they're just threatening the tower dive onto Impact. They're not quite going to drop Shelly just yet. Broxah will hover here, show himself, saying that if you're going to dive Impact, you might have a little bit more trouble than you thought you would. And Supermassive won't like any more of that play. And Kakao will look to hover into the mid lane through the jungle. And we put some wards down. Looking through the items so far picked up from both teams, Twitch is actually ahead right now at this second, as Core JJ will knock up the Wukong. As a hook comes through, lands up, that's so much burst damage, and Jhin is able to pick up the first blood, going over to Zeitnot. Supermassive. That's just orchestrating how much just burst damage the Jhin provides with his W, with his 4th shot, and how easily he is able to get it down playing with the likes of a Nautilus, who just makes it really, really easy for him to land all of his abilities and layer his CC in alongside with him just off of the depth charge alone. As TPs are coming out, Channel will come up they could be caught here. Impact picks up the first one. Zeitnot goes down 2, and a great rotation from Team Liquid. Great use of the ult from Impact. And Broxah gets 1, and Shen gets 1, and that's 2 for 1 for Team Liquid. Supermassive just overstay there. They really just don't respect the potential rotate from Team Liquid. And Supermassive are punished there. Really well done by TL, not giving up on the play and really doing a great job of just getting to the top side and punishing just an overstay. As Shen does channel his ultimate and we'll just land a beautiful double taunt. Jensen here with a TP to help clean up Zeitnot, but Impact showing just how good he is at the champion, getting that max range double taunt with the flash forward to lock up both members of Supermassive. Tremendous stuff from the top laner, and it looks like he's going straight into the Titanic Hydra, not respecting the Jhin or the Wukong at all really, just going, I'm just going to get my nice offensive item and stack some health. I don't think you're even worth a Bramble Vest, which is actually kind of interesting. It'll be interesting to see if he actually picks up any of it, because there's no healing actually on the side of Supermassive besides the Summoner spell, besides runes and Summoner spells on the side of Supermassive. So I guess it makes sense that Bramble Vest isn't quite as key. So most likely going to pick up for the Shen itemizing the Titanic Hydra, which is almost at now. Got the all the components for that into the tabbies and then the Sunfire Cape, which will allow him to just, when he's in there, CC'd people, he will be able to proc the burn damage from the Sunfire Cape and do even more magic damage. Because in team fights, Shen almost feels like he does more magic damage just from that one item alone than the rest of his kit, which is kind of incredible, as TL will be able to pick up the second dragon of the game, which will mean an Ocean Dragon spawning, and the Soul being that one as well. Ocean Soul is really good for both teams here, as it allows Shen to just be even more of an oppressive force, an oppressive tank, that Supermassive will have to itemize either armor penetration at one point or magic pen to get through the resistances he will eventually build up over time. Armut thinking better of to try and engage onto Jensen. No, he will cancel his recall as he does have his team here. Jensen could be caught here. Flash for flash. Knock up with the Wukong ultimate. Beautiful layer. And Armut just punishing Jensen's disrespectful recall. There's no real reason why, as a mid laner, you're recalling there on that side of the rift of the river, just in a really just disrespectful area. Great job from Supermassive to punish just the laziness coming through from the mid laner of Jensen. And that being said, Jensen has picked up his Proto Belt, so he will be a little bit more of a threat getting onto these carries. As we just see, there's no real reason, as Amut doing a great job playing in the fog of war, and Jensen just caught with his pants down. Amut able to flash after, to follow, able to land the knock up, and then makes it easy for Snowflower to land the hook and just lock up the Sylas, and just as a hook does go wide there, lock up the Sylas and just give a free kill over to himself and give the Wukong a little bit of a path back into the lane he might not otherwise have had, as Wukong is still down the 10 CS to Impact and the Chen. But that'll most likely be the Trinity Force for the Wukong next back when he decides to do so, which is a massive power spike for him. I'm really glad that we see the Trinity Force come through from the Wukong rather than the Black Cleaver I know a lot of players build. The Trinity Force just offers so much more in a side lane and really forces Shen to stay with him there and not just be with his team. And if Shen's ultimate discs down and teleports down, it really makes it hard for Impact, because he's forced to be and answer the Wukong in the side lane with the Trinity Force just burning down turrets with the Sheen procs and the cooldown reduction, letting him do enhanced auto attacks too, shredding through these towers in the mid game when he picks up the most likely the Tiamat next, going into the Ravenous Hydra, which we see a lot of Wukong's build, as Impact looking to see if he's able to make anything happen. Team Liquid will turn onto this Herald. Post 14-minute Heralds aren't the most tremendous objective, but they are currently the only objective on the map with no jungle camps up. Excuse me, one jungle camp up for Broxah. He's making a good use of his downtime and will convert it into a Rift Herald here. And 100 gold plus a charge is better than nothing. And if you only have 2 camps up on the map and one just spawned as the Herald goes down, it's a great use of his downtime on his camps, knowing that I'm going to keep proactive. Yes, this might not be the most tremendous objective, but any objective is better than no objective, and he's done a great job of making sure he's the first to everything this game so far. As Jensen will clear this wave out at the moment. As Wukong has picked up the Trinity Force, Runic Echoes and the Liandry's have been picked up for Lilia. As we see, Lilia has the most gold in this game, and that's just down to her ability to be hard farming alongside the Graves, as well as she has picked up and held a couple of waves for her laners, allowing them to reset, and she's picked up some XP and some gold herself. She is sitting on the Haunting Guys, which will be some burn damage ticking across. Add that to Lily's passive with the magic pen boots, will be a lot of magic damage, which is coming straight just from her, from no one else on her team, as she's the sole AP provider from this team. So really smart itemization to go aggressive into Liandry's. It'll be interesting to see if she does go another AP item, whether it be the Zhonya's or maybe like a Rylai's, so like with the slow effects. But what we most typically see is the Liandry's into more of a defensive build, like the Dead Man's Plate, which allows her to just zoom around these team fights with Phase Rush procced, with her passive procced, with every ability Lilia lands, as Rakan will miss the engage, but that is a dead Nautilus, and great job from TL forcing Zeitnot to just give up his Nautilus, and great job from TL being proactive, making these plays, and mid tower will go over for them, as it won't be solo turret gold over to Tactical, but he'll pick up some, so that's money on the Twitch, as Tactical was able to pick up that kill as well. And Twitch has his Blade of the Ruin King now. He's working towards his Runaan's Hurricane, and then once he picks up that alongside his Infinity Edge, Twitch becomes the powerhouse we know him for, able to get huge damage off, as Dragonflight will go down here, as Red Team able to pick it up, TL grabbing that one, as Bolulu able to get, no, he's not able to get out. Jensen just executes him with his own ultimate. Sylas doing a great job showing why Sylas is a good answer into the Akali. Not only do you have that great healing and sustain and the magic shield, you also have the ability to use Akali's most lethal ability against her in that ultimate. What makes Akali such a threat, able to gap close with that ult onto your target and then ult through them to just completely demolish them. And Jensen doing a great job showing his prowess on both Sylas and his ability on the Akali, knowing how to use that the Akali ultimate and get down on his target. As we go back to this fight, Bolulu really just, I don't know what he's trying to do. He's trying to kill Broxah here, but he just can't seem to do it. As TL do a great job of just bunching straight on him. He will flash out, but Jensen will just flash over the wall and press R. And great stop from TL, protecting their jungler in that fight, knowing if jungle goes down, it's anyone's dragon. So doing a great job for Broxah staying alive and able to smite that one out and pick up the third dragon. And that is now sole point for Team Liquid. With sole point, that means that Supermassive will be forced once again to fight a dragon fight they might otherwise not really want, as the gold lead has come up to 2k now. 2,000 gold, with a lot of that sitting on everyone from Team Liquid, so there's no real clear like wealthy man, like money man on the side of TL, as we see the gold graph Around that like 16, 17 minute mark, TL is just after their counter gank in the top side, they've just taken over this game. They've just picked up the kills, picked up advantages, one after the other, slowly, and this gold lead has crept up to like 2 gold now. A little bit under 2 gold now. 2k gold now. But as Twitch has picked up his zeal now, he's even closer to the Runaan's Hurricane, which allows him to just continue to be a menace and really get into his late game. Broxah will clear this ward out. As we go through the items, Jhin does have 2 full items, which is ahead of the Twitch. Blade of the Ruined King being a more expensive item rather than the Storm Razor, so that's why Jhin has been able to pick up 2 full items. Also, he has skipped the Zerka Greaves, the attack speed boots, which is also another reason to why he is able to get the 2 core items over the Twitch. Twitch isn't too far away now. All he really needs for his Runaan's Hurricane, as he's actually picked it up just then on that recall. So, Twitch does have his 2 core items now. One off being the monster, which we know Twitch is with the Infinity Edge. And Supermassive, they're running out of time on their comp. They're going to really have to try and force a fight on this next objective. Is Tacticals run straight as Zeitnot, presses Blade of the Ruined King, and that's a double kill for TL. Tactical doing a great job of highlighting Twitch's invisibility and his ability to be a pseudo-assassin almost as a marksman, as he just runs straight at Zeitnot, presses Blade of the Ruined King, and allows the rest of his team to just land all of their CC for free with the slowed AD carry. As Armut is trying to get an angle here, as CoreJJ will knock up the Lilia. 1 goes down. Armut will proc ultimate, but that's just too much damage coming through from the side of TL. TL doing a great job of just picking their targets, focusing them down one after the other simultaneously, working down who is our most important target. It's Lilia with the potential Baron steal. Next of all, who's here? Akali's not coming in. Maybe we can get Sylas. They don't pick him up, but doing a great job. The Wukong. As we see, go back to Tactical. Look at this man! He just runs in, stealthed up, presses the ultimate, and Blade of the Ruined King, and just auto-attacks them. He's like an assassin. He's basically playing as if he's Kha'Zix, pressing the invis button and just running in and saying, hey, I'm here, you better be running away because my team's here with me, and they are able to pick up that one, which allowed them to get the Baron buff, and at 23 minutes, as we see Supermassive trying to make a play here, Nautilus laying down the CC, Jhin ultimate will come down. Let's see if he's able to snipe down some players as Kakao lands a really nice double sleep, as that'll be a double kill going over for Supermassive. Jensen is able to trade one back, and Impact looking to, with a flank, will miss the taunt, but Jensen, massive AoE damage from the Sylas. So, Lilia will trade that one back onto Impact, but Jensen just being a monster in this team fight, triple kill for the Sylas, 5-1 and 3, and he's just completely turned what looked like 2 picks into a 3 for 3 for the side of TL. Jensen just flexing his muscles, just getting on top of the carries of Supermassive, and just eliminating their damage, and just taking down who need to be taken down, as Kakao could be in trouble here. TL setting up a little bit of a death brush. Kakao will think better of it. But now Kakao is really going to be forced with Armut to try and do something here on the Dragon, but the gold assist on TL's side is Jensen heals an extreme amount of money, as Broxah will go down here, shut down, going over to Armut actually, and Team Liquid will most likely give that one away. Does try to steal it, but Wukong, double kill getting picked up for TL, as Supermassive do pick up the Dragon, but not with their lives. There's a double kill going over to Team Liquid, and this gold lead, which was once 2k 5 minutes ago, is now ballooned to 5,000, and with most of that sitting on Jensen Sylas, as he has just done a terrific job of using his enemies' ultimates against them, and just getting the high priority targets and jumping onto them and executing them, as Impact could be in a little bit of trouble here. Hook laid off of the W from Jhin. Akali will try and pick up that one, and Zeitnot will be able to get the final auto attack, the 4th shot, and we'll pick up that one for Supermassive. Trading back a kill onto Impact. Impact's overstepping a little bit, and Supermassive doing a good job of trying to pick up whatever they can find on the map, and we'll trade that one back. As another turret does go down in the bot lane, Armut wasn't able to get to that one quite as quickly as he wanted to, and the turret leads are 3-1 for Team Liquid. We do see in the top tier 1 looks very close to dropping. Jensen might be able to pick this one up actually. We'll see if he just leaves. No, he will escort this wave into the tower. We'll most likely pick this one up, as Supermassive will let him do it, as Broxah does pick up the Scuttle Crab on the top side of the map. The tier 2 in the mid lane also really close to falling too, as the bowling ball will go wide from Lilia. Supermassive shoving this one back out. They haven't been able to pick up the crucial tier 1 mid, which opens up the map for them and allows them to play a little bit further forward or make TL feel a little bit more uneasy with where they are in the middle part of the map. As Snowflower will step up, won't be able to find anyone there. He does have Hex Flash, so let's see if he's able to land a hook here. Will just narrowly go wide, missing Tactical. Really close from Snowflower. Really smart, trying to do that Hex Flash over the Raptors pit. Trying to see if he can tag the Twitch maybe with a sneaky hook. Does go wide, but those are the plays Supermassive need to land, need to find to make a difference, and try to scrape back into this game. Because Team Liquid Woods, they are a very smart, intelligent team, which are very strong at just, once they have a lead, suffocating their opposition and not relenting, and just playing through methodical play. They know their outs, they know their win conditions, and they will play to that, as they will be able to most likely, as the tower dive does go through, lands a knock up from the Rakan, charms onto Nautilus as well. Lilia goes down, that's tier 2 power, 2-2 tower picked up for the side of Team Liquid. Let's see if he's able to pick that one up. Jensen does execute the Nautilus. Let's see, Armut might go down here. He will be knocked up from the Rakan. Great CC chain. And Tactical is able to pick that one up on the Akali. As we do see a 3-for-0 going over to the side of TL, as they will pick up this inhibitor turret on the top side of the map. And this could be game for Team Liquid, seeing how antsy they want to be to finish this one. They will leave. They will say all we wanted was an inhibitor turret, which Supermassive were able to give them, and they will turn to, in the next 30 seconds, they will reset, cash in that gold, as Tactical was able to pick up quite a few kills in that skirmish, and he will have his Infinity Edge, which he has picked up now. Also, a Nullifying Cloak, which will give him some MR as we go back to this team fight. CoreJJ doing a great job of getting on the priority target, picking up Kakao first, and then going to the Nautilus, knowing who he needs to get first, who is the threat of turning the fight, and TL just really just showing their gold lead, just snowballing onto Supermassive, and Tactical on the Twitch has been able to pick up those kills from that skirmish, and now he's officially online. This is the point where Twitch exceeds the Jhin. From this moment moving forward, it is Tactical's game. The Twitch has hit his 3rd item. The Infinity Edge does a great job of amplifying so much damage that Twitch does, and gets all. And from here forward, Twitch is really just going to pick up the Quicksilver Sash. It does look like, for some self peel as well. Something interesting I want to mention before this Ocean Dragon goes up is Impact's decision to go for more supportive items, and he's gone the Knight's Vow and the Locket of the Island Solari, which is really intelligent because he's able to put those onto Tactical, providing even more peel for the Twitch, and allows Rakan to only pick up the Zeeks and then go into Redemption, as Rakan will jump into the back line. That is a dead Jhin, flash forward from Jensen, go back to the other side of the team fight. TL just focusing down the targets. Broxah are able to pick up that one. Lilia will trade that one back over to the side of Supermassive, but there's just too much gold on the side of TL. Able to work down through the targets. Nautilus is only one left, and that one will be picked up by CoreJJ in the ace to Team Liquid, and that is game. Teleports come down, used. They want to finish this one. TL want to do it in as dominant fashion as possible. They will take take down the first Nexus turret. They will take down the second one, and Team Liquid will pick up the game. 30 minutes, decisive fashion. TL showing they are the best team in this playing stage, and they're here to get to the world's group stage and make NA proud. As they will pick up that one, and smiles on the face of Broxah, smiles on the face of Jensen, and Team Liquid just really showing that they are truly the strongest team in this group stage. Their side of the bracket that they will verse most likely. And the handshake will come through from both teams, and great job, Team Liquid, not giving up on their... Not relenting when they get an advantage, really suffocating and forcing Supermassive to do things, pick fights that they don't really want to take. And Jensen, just beautiful play on the Sylas, just sets up the game with the Rakan, and just a beautiful play from Team Liquid as a whole. Like, I'm trying to focus on Jensen because of how great he was on the Sylas, getting those priority targets, getting the Jhin, not letting Jhin do anything in these fights. But at the same time, Core JJ was there alongside him every single time, eating off the Sylas, who dashes forward, allowing him to get into the backline. And it was just a beautiful stuff from the side of TL as a full team effort. And Tactical was always there, auto-attacking down, making the most of the CC provided from his team. And that was just a great game from Team Liquid, showing that they do mean business in this tournament, and they are ready for group stage, when inevitably, most likely, they will get there. And they are taking all these games as real games. They are not skimping out, as teams have done in the past, from NA or EU, or even Korea for that matter. For China in that matter. They are taking every game seriously, and using it as on-stage practice, which they haven't had in quite a few months since COVID started. The entire previous split has been over the internet, so making the most of their LAN practice. And yeah, great job from Team Liquid, able to pick up their third win of the play-in tournament. And yeah, my name has been JK. This was another practice VOD. If you're watching, thanks for watching. Please leave me comments so I can work on my cast. Any feedback is good feedback, and I appreciate anything that you give me, as my university semester has finished now. So all I have is my part-time job, so I'm able to cast more now, which is really good. I want to practice. I want to potentially just get wherever I want to be. If I'm able to make a career out of this, I'd love to do it. Not sure if play-by-play or color is where I am wanting to lean towards. So for now, I'm most likely going to keep doing solo casts in my own time, and when I'm able to find a casting partner, I will do duos with them and alternate between both of them. I will leave a link below on a color cast I did with Finnick, an American aspiring caster as well. He's helping me out, giving me tips. So if you guys want to check that out, I will leave the link in the description to that Twitch VOD, where I was a little bit nervous first time color casting, and I wasn't terrific, but hey, anything's better than not doing it. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.